Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters cast. Going to be having an awesome game for you here today. Up the top left side of the map, it is Mr. Nerchio. He is 22 years of age, from Poland, plays for Team Acer. Currently going for a hatch before pool build. Of course, with this beautiful expansion up in the top rampish area. Nice and sort of warded off from any sort of craziness going on. It's a great, really great place to do it. I wonder if stalkers could get across this gap. I think they probably could get some high ground, then they can do a chain blink up there. That would be awesome to see. Not going to be happening in this game though, because his opponent is going to be Mr. KrasS. He is from Germany, plays for the Neurosoft team, and he is not a Protoss, so the risk of him chain blink stalkering up that ramp is extremely remote, almost to the point of impossibility. Oh man, I got the squeaky chair. Sometimes my chair squeaks and sometimes it doesn't squeak, and it's just a thing, you know. I don't know, this chair is like a $500 chair that I got second hand from work when they upgraded, and so it's so beautifully comfortable and it leans back and it's fantastic, but it's starting to get a bit squeaky, and I think the game does pick it up. So I don't know what I'm going to be doing about it, because I'm not going to be spending $500 or $600 on another chair this good, and I don't want to sit on crap chairs, so I may just have to stop leaning back against it while I'm playing to sort of control myself, or try and control myself anyway. But regardless, we are going to be checking out this game. We do have a third command center being built by Mr. KrasS. He is very, very much getting into it, as well as the Hellion play. By the looks of it, looks like there are going to be some Hellions coming out. Going to be walling off the rest of this as well. I'm not sure if this is actually a wall. I think there is a gap between the supply depots. So if he is going to wall, he needs one there and then another one there or something like that. But yeah, he's not doing too bad. Really pushing that macro hard. Nerchio is just getting some stuff out, getting quite a bit of gas out on the main base. If he starts to get gas on the second base, we know he's doing something crazy like fast infestors, or more likely muters in this game. Muters is definitely a very strong possibility, considering that he is playing against a Terran player. There we go. That's what I've been waiting for. The third base going out in the nice location out the front. Should be beautiful. There's no gold bases on this map. I thought there might have been, but no, it appears that there are not, which is very, very good. So this is actually going to favour Nerchio quite a bit, this map positioning, because he's got his third base tucked away there. KrasS's third base is going to be right out here, right where the Zerg player is. In that direction, the Zerg player can run lings down this ramp. Muters are a quick hop, step and a jump over to this base, and generally you don't want to have most of your military units over here, because they need to be over here waiting for the main attack. So Nerchio has an easy two-prong, whereas KrasS basically just has this main area in. Going all the way around the side is going to take so much time to get around there, and it's going to suck. So yeah, and look at the Overlord scouting over this area anyway, so they're not going to let anything crazy happen around that side thing. So single entry for KrasS, double entry for Nerchio. Nerchio definitely looking good as far as the map layout is concerned, but of course dropships can screw all that over in half of a second, but you can never really stop those anyway. Look at this, getting a spine crawler out the front. He really is, I think he's just pushing hard on the workers at the moment. Going hard on the workers, not really getting a lot of units. He's got 11 lings, he's not really building that many more. So he's pushing hard on the tech, hard on the macro, not really hard on the units. I mean, 11 lings is not nearly enough to deal with 5 Hellions. I think you need quite a bit more than that. But with the Queen and with the Spine Crawler, he doesn't need to deal with them. He can just sort of push them away. It's interesting, but the Hellions don't really have enough DPS to knock that Spine Crawler out, even if it wasn't in the ground. I suppose he could just sort of shift past it, but by the time he goes back for another look, the Spine Crawler is already down, and yeah, that's it. But the medevac scooting straight past the Overlord is just like, hey, how's it going? Ling's getting straight over there. Nerchio very much on the book when it comes to these drops, so they're just going to drop down, take out this Overlord, just sort of take their anger out on the guy who can't hit back. Yeah. I suppose the Overlord was like spying or something like that. You know, some countries, you know, if they discover somebody spying, then they sentence them to death and that sort of stuff. So, yeah, could happen. Oh, here we go. Here's the Ling numbers that we have been seeing for a while. They are fully out, and I guess that Nerchio is happy-ish with the spot he is in with the macro, but damn, KrasS not too far behind that extremely early third base that he got. Really, really making itself useful here, and really, really doing an excellent job. So a bunch of Lings over here are going to be chasing this medevac, the other medevac coming down, dropping, had 2 units, one of them died, so whoop-de-friggin' do, but definitely some mutas would be a good idea at this point, because the medevacs definitely need something to start whacking them down. Otherwise you just got Lings hanging around, yeah, sort of just meh, trying to anticipate drops, which is a pain in the ass. Here they go, dropping down already. The worker is going to see them. Was that worker getting a 4th base? I'm starting to think it was, which is very, very nice. A bunch of Lings coming over here are going to be attacking this stuff. The Widow Mines do get down. Oh my freaking damn. How many workers just died? I don't know how many workers just died, but a fair few of them, I think. Although maybe some of them were in the medevac or something like that, but definitely a lot of Terran units died in that explosion. I don't think I can see it on the units lost, because I don't think it counts as a unit lost. If it's friendly fire damage, I'm not sure if it counts. But, oh man, a couple of spore crawlers coming down here. He is so sick of these drops. He is definitely going to be trying to counter them here. Ling's going in. Bunch of Marines are going to get saved straight away. Queen's too busy building creep tumors to be sniping that medevac. But it takes a lot of sniping to snipe a medevac anyway, which is... It means it's not really sniping so much. It's like the muta force is out there, and the very first thing they do is run into a pack of Marines. Oh, the medevacs are starting to get annoying. They're starting to get annoying here. Oh, here we go. Nicely spread out Marines. And the mutas just take them out one by one. And there's a drop over here. I'm sure the mutas would love to catch that medevac just out of the middle of nowhere and just start sniping him down. Not sure if that's going to happen though. It'd have to be very lucky. Muta's trying to do a bit of patrolling the medevac just outside their range, but they're very, very close to seeing it. I think they've seen it. I think they've realized. They're going nuts. The medevac has boosted, but the boost is going to run out very, very soon. The mutas are almost on top of him. He's running for the ground. Does not make it, and a whole bunch of Marines die there. Oh, look at this guy, man. This guy almost got killed by the wreckage, I think. He's just sort of dodged it or something. Very, very cool cucumber, and just go straight back to work, because, you know, you're not getting paid by the day or something. You're getting paid by the hour, if that makes any sense, which I'm not sure it does, but regardless. Oh, flank! Where the hell did those guys come from? That many Banelings just came out of nowhere. I thought Nerchio was screwed, but no. He had an uber flank going on there, coming down from the top side. KrasS did not see it. KrasS, I don't know how much he lost there, but I think he lost a bit. Oh, the Banelings rolling in there. Nerchio thinking this is a good time. But KrasS still has a decent amount of units left over, and I don't think he's going to be losing the game at this point. I think he will be holding, but he did lose quite a bit there. This thing being lifted up, a whole bunch of guys going down. The Bailey numbers have been taken out. The muta numbers are looking a little bit ragged, and they back off. But very, very decent stuff there. Only 6 workers have gone down, but a pretty decent amount of Marines have been going down as well. And KrasS is starting to get further and further away from Nerchio on the units lost resources scale, and that's definitely not a good thing. APM wise, let's check out the APM meter, because why the hell not? You know the Zerg's APM is going high when they're like double selecting and triple selecting their hatcheries and all that sort of crazy crap. But overall, both players on the average APM looking very, very strong. Love this attack from Mr. Nerchio as a very, very weak point here. No, well, there was only 1 missile turret, and that went down very, very fast. The muta numbers, of course, there's a beautifully large amount of them going out there, and knocking the workers back a little bit at a time, getting some good stuff done. A Baneling roll in over here. There is that bunker. Can they get behind the refinery? I do believe they can, and I do believe that's where they're going. Too many Banelings. They're just going to roll straight through. The workers unprepared. Absolutely unprepared. A good half to 2/3 of them going down there. That was huge. KrasS way too slow getting out of there. I mean, the Banelings had to go through the bunker and then to the workers, and the workers just sat there like bloody stunned mullets. I mean, high-level Masters skill level, you'd expect him to save most of those workers, but he's just a little bit slow on pulling them off, and he lost a fairly decent chunk of them. And you know where Mr. Nerchio is going with those mutas, man. He's going straight for this base. There are a bunch of Marines there and a couple of Widow Mines, so that's probably not a good idea. Hopefully he realizes that before he goes in there and just loses everything, but I'm thinking he probably will. The Widow Mine's starting to be a lot more prevalent on this map, starting to look a lot more all over the place, and yeah, very, very good stuff. Well, of course, Banelings are going to start knocking them off. A nice little Baneling stream like this is going to start triggering a lot of the Widow Mines, but the Widow Mines are doing a pretty good job at knocking out a whole bunch of stuff. He's got all these Marines up the top, he just needs to run them in, and he will be looking pretty good, but the Muta's just running off, having a crack at the command center. They think they can take it out. The Marines have to run down the ramp to defend against the Mutas, and that's when the Banelings start rolling in, doing amazing amount of Marine damage. Not able to kill them all, and the rest do run down, but by the time they get there, the command center is done, and Nerchio is pushing hard on the Baneling numbers. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful stuff. He's got 2-2, not going for 3-3. KrasS almost at 3-3, so looking pretty good on that front. He's also got armor for his tech. Yeah, interesting. I guess it must be for the Thors, because why would you bother getting armor for bloody Widow Mines? Oh, the Widow Mine. Oh, it sort of made that little noise, like it's like, It's like when you knock on the door and you've got the little dog in your house and you knock on the door and the dog sort of jerks his head up and start looking around, and the dog's like getting really excited. It's fantastic when you got like a little puppy or something like that. So he knocks on the door and the dog just jerks his head up and starts looking around. It's like, oh my god, who's there, who's there, who's there, who's there, who's there? That's that little noise that the Widow Mine makes. That little beep noise that the Widow Mine is like, oh my god, somebody's at the base, somebody's at the base, somebody's at the base, somebody's at the base. Who is it, who is it, who is it, who is it, who is it? And they're just so excited to see who's at the base. And yeah, just like a dog is just too excited when somebody does come through the door. They just jump up and they just jump all over them. They're just slobbering and rolling and all over that. Except the Widow Mine just, instead of slobbering all over the place, it's shooting missiles all over the place. Oh man, this is just too hilarious at this point. So major engagement there, and Nerchio is still looking very, very strong, although he didn't manage to kill most of the army there. But he is going to re-macro his Baneling army, and we will see what KrasS can do before the Banelings get over. I'm not sure that he's going to be able to do too much, but he's pushing out hard. He's realizing the Baneling numbers are probably at an all-time low, looking to take advantage, but by the time he gets there, the Banelings are there, leaving the Marauders out the front, pulling the Marines up to the back. Excellent, excellent play by the Terran, but it may not be enough. The amount of Banelings he was building was quite serious. However, the Thors, 3 Thors really holding out well there. One of them went down, but the other 2 survived, and most of the Muta numbers have been decimated. This might be a turning. No, it doesn't look like it. Looks like KrasS is down quite a bit low. All of the constant hits that Nerchio gave him on his workers, the taken out of the 3rd base, all that stuff, basically forced KrasS into almost an all-in situation at this point. So he did a great job. He killed a lot of the Mutas. He killed a lot of the Banelings and Lings. He still had this left over. But it was an all-in situation, I think, for him. And at this case, he just didn't have enough to sort of hit the hammer home. So did have to give the GG in the end. Bit unfortunate, but what can I say? Nerchio had it in the end. He had the he didn't really have the army, but he had the macro, and you know he was going to be bumping straight up. Look at that, 40 Lings coming out. And yeah, those guys are going to ask. And look at this. Look how many Banelings he had left over. I think this is when KrasS left the game. He did the scan. He saw all of the Banelings. And then he's just like, F this. I am out of here. That's way too many Banelings. I am not going to be able to survive that. That many Banelings, you can just destroy everything. Like a line of planetary fortresses just sitting there shooting. You roll this many Banelings in and those planetaries are just dead absolutely destroyed. Please don't do the math and actually say that I'm wrong about a line of planetaries, because a line could be a single planetary. I mean, it's technically possible to make a line out of a single point. I'm sticking to that story. So that's it. Game done. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you guys tomorrow with another one. Stay tuned for that.